Hello friends, on early Monday, March 6, the International Space Station was fired its thrusters slightly to rise its orbit on the docked ISS Progress 33 resupply ship to avoid an approaching satellite for over 6 minutes, according to NASA. In recent times, such events where the ISS has to fire its thrusters to avoid colliding with debris and satellites have become increasingly common. The International Space Station is a large spacecraft having science laboratory on board. It was presently a home to 14 astronauts from Soyuz MS-22-23, SpaceX Crew 5 and SpaceX Crew 6 missions who are learning about living and working in space. But now 4 astronauts from SpaceX Crew 5 have returned to Earth safely after 5 months mission launched on October 5, 2022. While NASA did not specify which satellite is responsible for the ISS to rise its orbit, experts believe it was the Argentine Earth observation satellite Nusat 17. For vital decay, the Logic constellation is only one of a number of Earth-observing constellations with multiple satellites entering the ISS orbital height regime. In magenta, Nusat 17, which was the cause of yesterday's ISS dodge maneuver. Dr. Jonathan McDowell, astronomer and astrophysicist at the Harvard Smithsonian Center for Astrophysics, tweeted on Tuesday, 7th March. The first piece was launched in 1998 by Russian rockets. The first crew arrived on November 2, 2000, and people have been living on the space station ever since. According to a report released by NASA in December 2022, the ISS had to fire its thrusters to avoid such collisions 32 times since 1999. In October 2022, ISS had to fire its thrusters for 5 minutes and 5 seconds to avoid the debris from the Russian Cosmo 1408 satellite, which was blown apart in 2021 as a part of an anti-satellite attack test. According to an official report of United States Government Accountability, there were almost 5,700 active satellites in orbit as of spring 2022, and it is estimated that an additional 60,000 will be added by 2030. These satellites will provide many important services, but this predicted growth of the industry could make large parts of the Earth's orbit unusable. In the background of this growing space junk threat, Reuters reported that the US government is attempting to set new space hygiene norms while private companies are investing in ways to tackle this messy environment above our skies. Towards this end, the US Space Command released a formal list of what it proclaims as responsible space behavior. This wide-ranging report included a section on space debris that urged space exploration stakeholders to dispose defunct satellites safely or to notify other operators if their spacecraft might pose a space hazard. Minimizing the pollution of the lower Earth orbit will allow continued space exploration, satellite continuity, and the growth of life-changing space technology, said co-author Kimberly Miner, scientist at the NASA Jet Propulsion Laboratory. Thank you.